Hello everyone, Hummus28 here, and today we're back in the world of Stoneblock 4. So, as I left off last episode, we're going to be finishing off this middle tier tree in the chapter Tier 3 Solaris, which is starting with Ender technology. While the main goal will be to upgrade the world engine with advanced machine blocks, you'll need to upgrade how it handles power. Installing a single nitro tier ender cell should allow it to handle more complex craft related to the power of the end. Of course, this will require at least one nether star. Return to the Echo of the Catalyst so they'll show you how to upgrade the world engine. So we need one ender cell nitro, which takes an ender core, which comes from Energizing, obsidian and nitro crystals, which also come from Energizing, and that's going to take a nether star, which means we're going to have to slay the Wither, which should be really easy. Let's see. Wither, skeleton skulls, we got a lot of those. We can get some soul sand. And we need to go someplace it won't cause too much damage. Now, I don't think it can break obsidian, so we're actually just going to build an obsidian cage and then beat it up. Let's see, we'll build it... Yeah, this is a good spot. Absolutely nothing can go wrong over here, right? Let's see, we'll place a torch here. And then we'll build a little cage. Let me dig out the floor. I don't think it can break obsidian, right? At least I hope so. I could probably also spawn it in here. No, I think it would cause too much aggro. There we go. Should be fine in here. 1, 2. That is not how you do it. That's not how you do it either. Do this. 1, 2, 3. He does explode though, right? So I should back up a little bit. Yeah, he does. Oh no, he can break obsidian. Well, that could have gone very badly. Huh. I thought he couldn't break obsidian. Oh, I know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I'm thinking of... There's a mod that has, like, wither reinforced blocks. Those are the ones he can't break. Okay, let me finish. Quickly fill this in. Yeah, so that was a complete waste. If I wasn't so powerful, that actually would have been quite the dilemma if it cracked open the mob farm. It was actually really difficult fixing it the last time it broke open. But hey, now we have our wither star for our craft, and that gets our bounty board and $25 reduce. So now we can start with this stuff. So for all of these, we're going to need the Energizing Orb, which is a craft in the world engine. So I can set up the Autocraft for that. So we need the Energizing Orb. Energizing Orb. And then, I've never really used Powo before. So luckily they do have the guide here. So you can see the Energizing Orb is a block used to energize items, and it looks kind of like this. So you have your energized item here, and then you have energizing rods in a 9x9 range, and the speed depends on the amount of rods and the rod tier. So the starter rod has a capacity for 10,000 FE and a max input and output of 100, all the way up to Nitro, which has a max input and output of 200,000. Now they don't look that expensive. I guess it goes how much the cost of the capacitors are. It is a iterative craft though. So the starter rod goes into the next tier rod. So having these auto-crafted might be the key. So that's the processing pattern. Then we're also going to need this one for that, which means I need one for the inputs as well. So the dielectric casing, dielectric things. Dielectric rods look like this, but we need the dielectric paste, like so. Oh, I can use lava eggs. That's actually really useful. Dielectric paste into this. And then if I tell it that you can make this one from that one. Wait, which one is this? The sideways. You can use the sideways to make the upwards one. Like this. And we can just encode it. So the only one is the processing pattern. Has to go into the world engine. Then the rest can all go down here into the molecular assemblers. Like so. So now if I want to make an energizing rod, I need to teach it the iron bars and dielectric casing. See this one, that one, iron bars. The dielectric casing. And the basic capacitor, tiny, comes from a basic capacitor. So I'm going to need some more patterns. Let me save this. I like making them 10 at a time. So grab these. And now if we come back in here, we needed basic capacitor, and then that's how you make the normal capacitor. Throw these into this. And now we should be able to request them. Oh, let me grab those. Put you in here. And now we should be able to make those items. So if we look at craftable, we can make 4 of these. Why does it only say it takes 1 egg? I trust it more than I trust myself. And then we need the base, which will take fused quartz. Oh, this is the stuff that's blast resistant. Let's see, fused quartz. Fused quartz. Oh, that takes alloy smelting. Luckily, this is pretty easy. What are we missing? So we're going to need 2 iron gears, a void chassis, grains of infinity. Grains of infinity comes from burning gravel. Oh, that's actually really easy then. Gravel. Grab our flint and steel. And there we go. I should set up... I can also set this to autocraft as well. So we need... What was it called? Fused... What was the glass called? Glass... Here we go. Not clear glass. I want the one that's not going to explode glass. This thing... This guy. Fused quartz, that's it. Fused quartz. So it takes 4 nether quartz inside of an alloy smelter. We can set that to autocraft. We're going to need an alloy smelter. Alloy smelter. Void chassis. 2 iron gears. And then I can make a pattern provider. Does this need a capacitor? Is that the same mod I'm thinking of? And this is why I designed the factory like I did. So anytime I want to add a new machine, it's as easy as just adding them like that. And it does need a capacitor. I remember this. So now we can just put this guy in here. And we're going to need a capacitor for Ender IO. Capacitor. There we go. Basic capacitor. Yep, quickly make that. And the level 1 should be good enough for now. And now it works. So we should set this to push and pull the bottom. And now if I want to make the base, what was the name of it? Energizing orb is not the base. Orb. You can craft it. So let's see if this works. Crafting status. It's making the glass first. So let's see if the glass is crafting properly. 16 went in. 1 comes out. Okay, that's working. We can speed this up with other capacitors. But I don't need to do that yet, but now that's working. General Tech, Ender IO, Alloy Smelter. There's also the sag mill and then the slice and splice, which we'll probably need later. And then to upgrade this, you just need to add the better capacitors. So let me set the capacitors. Let's see. Capacitor. The basic one. The double layer, and then the octatic. The double layer does take coal dust, which we can make from the crusher. So we'll move this into the crusher. Let's see, those are auto-crafted through shapeless crafting. And then the octatic also needs glowstone, so we'll make one for glowstone. And then it does need vibrant alloy, which is made in the alloy smelter, which will take this stuff, so that will go in the alloy smelter. And then this will need energetic alloy, also made in the smelter, from these materials. So the shapeless goes here. And then the other ones, where is the alloy smelter? Those go in the alloy smelter. And now if this is done, it's crafting the energizing orb, which means it's in the world engine. So if that doesn't complete, it means there's an issue with the world engine, which there shouldn't be. So let's take a look. Why aren't you crafting? Oh, I think it needs to be hot. Is that the case? I don't know why I'm clicking through all this when I could have just clicked this. Yes, it does need to be hot. It needs 350 Celsius. Turn you on. So now the resistive heater is online. That's going to start heating up. How much heat are you at? So now this is heating up. Okay, so since I'm going to start using these crafts, I'm going to have to leave the heater online. The heater takes a lot of power though, but that should be fine, I think. Because, and where did I leave it? I juiced up this chicken here. He's a level 38 coal chicken. And also, if you noticed, they've updated the... Can you go away, Quantum Goat? I would make him leave, but he actually drops, like, useful items. They changed the background picture to this brickwork kind of color. A lot less distracting. So now this chicken, when you give him a single seed, produces 20 coal, which is way more than we'll ever need. Actually, not really, because the furnaces eat up coal like crazy. This is connected to the AU system, so I don't even have to go to that chest. Let's see, so that's going to keep heating. So if we come over here, grab some blocks of coal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can throw these into these furnaces here. Let's see how we're doing on power. Yeah, we are draining pretty slowly. Yeah, see, you heard that? Now I'm gonna get the malum crystals, I think. There we go. And the power starts flowing once again. Yeah, it's gotta be apothic bosses, I think is what's happening. I think that's what it is. There's probably an apothic spawn that is given the ability to summon the wither like attack, and that's how it broke out last time. I'm guessing that's what happened. Now let's see, did you finish my craft? No. Is it because it's not hot enough? Let's see, 400. 300, what's the issue? Temperature required from 350. It should be working. Control circuit, dielectric case. Temp. Oh, we're only at 31 Celsius. Dissipated this much. Wait, what? How do I get it hotter? Because this guy's putting out a ton of heat. Transferred. Dissipated. Oh, it just heats really slowly. So for this craft to work, it needs to be how hot? 350. And we're only at 32. And it's rising very slowly. So I guess I'm just gonna have to leave this alone until it heats up long enough. Because I don't think there's any other way to make it heat faster. Because I'm already using the ultimate thermodynamic conductor. And this is running like as hot as it can get. Yeah, there's no upgrades for this. Let's see, thermodynamic. Yeah, conduction 5.0, insulation 100,000, heat capacity 1. So I guess I'm just gonna have to leave this running until it gets up to temp. Well, that's gonna be a little bit annoying at this current speed, but I guess there's not much I can do. So I guess I'll just pause the video and then come back once it's hot enough. Okay, I think I figured it out. It was actually me being silly. I remembered reading the quest book, and they actually tell you what you have to do. In the note here, 2000 FE per tick is ideal for hitting around 350. So you just have to come in here and type in 2000. So now it's using 2000 FE per tick. Or at least it's trying to. Not enough energy to run at this speed. It should be able to pull out that much energy from this though. Yeah, why aren't you getting power from there? It's getting power overall. Yeah, this is starting to heat up a lot faster. Let's see. Oh, I think I know why. Go home. The Tesseract is not connected to the main energy hub anymore. It's just connected to the battery. So I actually need to move this guy over here. World engine, activate, send only. So now it should be getting enough power. Yep, there we go. So now this is heating up a lot faster. And so is this. Perfect. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, it should not be this slow. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. And then I remembered the quest book actually said that. Yeah, 2000 FE per tick. And we should be able to power this with our rainbow furnace. Now that's going to heat up to 350. And they should run for quite a while since I filled it with coal. Coal blocks. Yep, 43, 63, 59. Perfect. Yeah, so that's good enough because the rainbow generator outputs 50,000 RF per tick. So even though the resistive heater uses 2,000 RF by itself, we still have a surplus of 48,000 RF. Which is pretty good. So now we just have to wait for that to heat up, and then we can finish our craft. Okay, we're about to hit 350, and it works. Cool. So now it should automatically output into the AE network. Awesome. So now if we come over here, we have our energizing orb. Perfect. It's all I ever wanted. Now, did I actually make the rods? Rod. Yes. So, now these suck up quite a lot of power, as you could see. Well, they only output 100 FE per tick, and we need to output 50,000. How does this actually work? Because this one takes 50,000. This one takes 20 million. So I think we should upgrade these, because if we just do 100 FE per tick, we're gonna be here all day. So if we want to do this in, say, 10 seconds, then we need, what, 20,000 FE per tick? Which would be a couple niotic energizing rods. So if we take a look here, we come to this guy. Let me make some more patterns. Pattern. And what were these called? Rod. Energizing. So, now to make the basic, we need all of this stuff, plus a block of quartz. Then to make the hardened, you need the energizing rod basic and these hardened capacitors, which will take energized steel and basic capacitor large. Basic capacitor large is just two basic capacitors smushed together. I think we're going to have to add some more molecular assemblers. 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I'm going to need some more assemblers. Molecular assembler. 3 of these. And then pattern provider. 3 of these as well. They should craft pretty quickly. And I put a stick in here. That is not good, because that's going to take up a whole slot by itself. Stick Wars the sequel. So we could just add it to this cluster right here. It's kind of what I've been doing. Luckily, since they multiplied the channels to 32, it's actually really convenient just to keep adding stuff. So you just do this. Add one there. One here. 1, 2. And then I should be able to add one on the top. If I do... No, it's not convenient if I do it. We'll just have to go a little bit deeper. And it'll just have to go... There's one in the corner, right? There is. Okay, so we could do 1, 2. Perfect. Energizing. So we can make the basic. We wanted to make the hardened. So now we just need to make hardened capacitors, which take energized steel, which will take energizing, and 10,000 FE per tick. So we should be able to put this in the pattern encoder as well. We just need another pattern provider. Put those in there. And we need to set this up where we have a lot of power. Now, because we're going to have autocrafting for this, we're just going to put it downstairs. Let's see, so we'll do, like, right here. I'm going to need some cabling, so we'll run... We have the power and the cabling, so I'll run the power underneath. Or no, this doesn't need the power, so we can run this guy underneath, like so. We connect it with the smart cable here, and then we put the energizing things on that side. So if we come and grab some smart cables. Let's see, let me make 16 of these. Because I want to dye them white. White. Then we need to grab our energizing. We'll just use these 4 for now. And I should have power cables in my backpack. Yep, there we go. Ultimate universal cables. So, all we have to do is connect this guy here. So now that's connected. Then we have to put our energizing rods right here. How do I use these? Why don't they go down? Oh, that's not it. How do I place these? Open guide. Oh, they go directly on a cable. So, like that. Is that near enough, though? I don't think that's close enough. See, I want them to be right here. Like so. So now we should be able to request... What was this? Energized steel. Wait, does that take steel? Because our steel production is really low. I actually didn't check. Now we should see it here, energizing orb. No, it takes iron and gold. Perfect. Energizing. So now, hardened, encode the pattern. Throw this into the molecular assembler. So now we should be able to make hardened energized rods. And now that we can make those, we can make the blazing version, which will take blazing capacitors, which will take blazing crystals, which come from blaze rods and a ton more Fe. I think we'll use... I think we use the blaze powder, or should we use the rods? I think we use the powder, because I can always break the rods into more powder. Like so. Capacitor and those. Yep, those go in there. Energizing, you go in here. You go in there. That's the energizing rod. Let's see, that should show everything. Yes. Now if we go to the nitro. Wait, did I not do the energizing? What? I thought I added it. Yeah, energizing rod blazing. Why is it not crafting pattern? Why aren't you showing up? Starter. Energizing rod hardened. Oh, because I didn't add it, that's why. There we go. Blazing. Throw you in there. Now we can add the niotic, which will take niotic capacitors, which will take niotic crystals, which is a diamond. And we're all out of these. I need more patterns. See, once you have your A system set up, it makes crafting stuff so easy, because you could just do everything from a single terminal. So that's going to craft those. Energizing. Niotic. Niotic crystal goes into the Energizer. Energizing orb. You guys go in here. Then the spirited one is next, which will take 2 spirited capacitors, which will take spirited crystals, which is emeralds and 1,000,000 FE. So the FE cost does keep rising pretty high. And then lastly, we can do the nitro rod, nitro capacitors, and nitro crystals. Nitro crystal. Let's see, you go down here, and that one goes up here. And now if I try to craft a nitro rod, it'll say I don't know what a block of blazing crystal is, and I don't have any nether stars. So we can give it a nether star, but then it still doesn't know what the block of blazing crystal is. Where does the block of blazing crystal come in? Oh, it's the craft for this. Blazing crystal. It knows how to make redstone. So I need this guy, this guy, this guy in here. Block of blazing crystal. Blazing crystals come from this. Oh, I'm in the wrong terminal, that's why. Like so. Do that. And now I can actually request a nitro rod. Now, I don't actually think this is going to be fast though, because if you remember, the cost of making each tier rod goes up exponentially as you go up in the tiers, and since we have the basic starter rods, it's not going to do a whole lot. Now, if we look at not this one, I wanted to see this one. It shows it uses 5. So I think what we need to do is we use 5 of the basic ones, because we already have 4. We use 5 of the basics to craft 5 of the bigger ones. Got starter. How much lava do we have? This is also going to take a lot of lava. 33. I need more. Put down the shield. Grab a bunch of this, because we're going to need a lot of lava for this. Lava and blaze rods, actually. 2 things we're very low on. Put you in here. This guy does generate a good amount. Oh no, they reset his level. That's actually crazy. So, let me be a bit more efficient. We'll use our temporal pouch here. Put him in here with that. He should level up pretty fast. That's too slow. Now we're cooking. Faster. Level 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We got 10 seconds on there. Give him a little bit more. Alright, level 17. Now if we come and put him in here and feed him, at level 15 he should produce, I think, 13 lava eggs from a single seed. So from a single seed at level 17 he produces 9 eggs. Perfect. So let me grab a drawer and connect it to our storage network. One drawer. We're also going to need a polar upgrade. And then I can connect this drawer to the AE network using our linking tool. Where's my linking tool? There it is. Up. I need you to pull your eggs back in. There we go. Set you back to up. And now he makes them really fast. Perfect. So now we just link this here. Give him some speed. And we have lava. Perfect. So now we can make our next 5 energizing rods. And then as long as we have power, we should be good to go. It is funny how it does kind of... The first 2 chapters were pretty tame for what you needed. Yeah, we're full of power, so we're good to go. They're pretty tame on like the amount of resources and automation you had to set up. But then once you get into chapter 3, it really ramps up. So now we need to make 5 basic ones, which is going to take all of this and a single lava. So now if we take a look, it's crafting everything. Oh, I don't think there's any energizing for these ones, actually. So that makes 5 of these. And then the next tier up from the basic is the hardened. Make 5 of these. Okay, this is where you need the energized stuff. So now we're going to take our 5 energized rods and swap these out. And then as we make each tier of energizing rods, we could just swap them out each time. This is the slow one, right? Yeah, I need the fast one. Five basics. So now if we request the hardened, it should actually craft it in a reasonable amount of time. We're missing nether quartz. Ooh, that's not good. We're definitely going to start running out of material. Like, how much blaze powder do we have? 76, not a lot. I can get more quartz, though, from our chicken. Where's my chicken? There he is, nether quartz. And we'll swap out the egg chicken. We don't need you right now. And he's level 9, so he does produce quite a lot. So you put that in there. Dump the other stuff. Chicken goes in there. Man, I really need to set up the automatic farming for the chicken seeds. I think that's the next thing I'll do in between episodes, is set up a compact machine with all the chickens inside of it. That way I don't have to keep running back and forth and feeding them chicken seeds. Alright, grab that. I didn't oh, that's funny. I put all the eggs back in there, but then... Yeah, there we go. The AE system was like, oh, there's an empty storage chest. Let me put all the eggs in there. So now he's going to make a bunch of nether quartz. Perfect. So now we can request the next 5 energizing. We're at hardened. Craft. All the things are going on. Energized steel. Let's see if these are working. It's putting them inside, but it's not doing anything. Yeah, they got the power in there. Let's see. I think I missed a step. The energizing orb is a block used to energize items. Requires at least one energizing rod in a range of 9 by 9 to work. The orb does not require energy, but the rods must be placed on cables. 9 by 9. 1, 2, 3. I mean, they're in range. Why aren't they energizing? Huh. Why aren't you guys working? This is showing them closer, but if I wanted to make energized steel... Where was it? Yeah, iron and gold makes 2. Energizing orb. Iron, gold. Oh, it worked. But why didn't it work before? So if I iron, gold. Yes, cows. I know this is very interesting. Can you kind of move out of the way? So if I do that, it works, but... So if I do 7 of this... Oh, I think I see the issue. The energizing orb has a 6-slot capacity, but the crafting itself only takes 1 and 1. So when the pattern provider pushed all of the ingots inside of it, these guys didn't know what to do. I think there's a way to fix this though using the advanced pattern provider. So let me make these manually. Because yeah, that's going to cause issues. And then I can put these into the return inventory to pull it out. Let's see, so it should have still crafted the hardened ones. Yep, there we go, 5 hardened energizing rods. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we can replace these. There's got to be a way to fix this. Replace those with the hardened. And now these ones output a lot more power. So I think to fix this, we're going to need a different pattern provider. Because if you take a look, pattern provider. Let's see. They can push it directly in. It pushes all the ingredients at once. But if I look at the advanced pattern provider, I don't think the advanced one would do it. Maybe the extended? I don't know. The extended is just more space, yeah. It's an ME pattern provider with more inventory. Who needs a subnet when you can put all the patterns in one block? And the mega one only provides... Oh, that's something entirely different. Induction card. No, that's for energy. How would I do this? So this pattern, if I tell it to craft one batch, it'll work. So if I come in here and I say I want energized steel, and I want one batch, it'll craft it. But you can see here, so it pushes the gold and iron into the energized orb, and it'll craft it. The issue is that the energized orb doesn't push to an adjacent inventory. I'll need to use a pipe, which means I need a delay on this. So it would have to delay the item. Wonder how that would work then. Because it's easy enough for something that simple, but when I want like 200 energized steel, it's going to try to push all of that at once, and that's not going to work. I'm going to check YouTube. Maybe someone has solved this before. Someone has definitely solved this before. Alright, so I solved it. It was actually really easy. All I did was click blocking mode, so do not push crafting ingredients if the inventory contains a pattern input. So that seems to have solved it. Now I'm adding an acceleration card onto this ME import bus. That's going to let us pull the items out and put it back into the network. I'm adding one acceleration card just because, as you'll see here, this produces 16, 1, 1, 1, and 2. So for the energized steel and the nitro crystal, the acceleration card will just make it process it a little bit faster. So what level were these? These were all hardened, right? These were all hardened. So now we should be able to make the next tier. Energizing. Hardened. Now we can make blazing. We need more blaze powder. Available. Oh, I don't have a crafting for blaze powder, that's why. Blaze powder. Now, if I throw this in a crusher, do I get more? That gets you 2. The crusher gets you 4. 3, 4. 4, 4. Okay, so we'll just use the crusher. I'm out of patterns again? I thought I just put patterns in here. Oh, there they are. I never put them inside. There we go. Pattern. Throw this into the crusher. So now if I want to make our energizing, blazing, it can craft it. So now it should work. So now everything's going to start crafting. Looks like it does have to make a bunch of iron, which should go pretty quickly. But everything's moving along. Now it's going to craft this. We need more nether quartz, yada yada. That's all good to go. Let's see. With the blazing, these ones do a max input of 4 times 5. That's going to be 20,000 FE per tick. 20,000 FE per tick, which is good enough for this one. That'll be done in like 3 ticks. And then the nitro crystals, 20,000, what number is that? Let's see, calculator. 20 million divided by 20,000 is 1,000. Divide that by 20, it's about 50 seconds. Okay, so we will want to get, so blazing is not going to be good enough. I mean, energizing will not be good enough. Wait, no. They're energizing rods, tier blazing. So I think we're going to have to get close to the max. Fortune efficiency. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now that we made the blazing, now we should be able to make the next tier up. Next tier is Niotic. Now these ones do 10,000. Let's see. I think after we can't make the nitro ones without the nitro crystals. So I think once we get to spirited, that's when we'll do the craft. So now we can make 5 Niotic. Niotic. I wonder why it's not eating the old ones. Yeah, it's crafting more of these ones, but we have them in here. I wonder why it's not using these. Is there something in here? I wonder why it's not using the ones I already have. I guess that's fine, because then I can use it to make multiple setups. So now we need Niotic is the blue one. It's going to take some more blaze rods. Luckily, we have our spawner, skeleton blaze spawner. And I should get a sword with looting on it. Looting 3. That kind of works. Well, I'm going to go place this down and gather some more blaze rods, so we'll be back in a second. Alright, so I grabbed 26 blaze rods. So now that should be good to make the Niotic. Although I wonder, why does it keep crafting new ones? Let me see if I can alter. If you come in here and I grab Niotic, you, and you. Come in here. Where's the basic one? Starter. The starter one is fine. Then I need basic. Allow substitutions? Maybe that's the problem? Usually allowing substitutions causes wonky stuff to happen, but let me see. So now, if I tell it to make basic, because we have 5 starter, if I tell it to make 5 basic, no, it still wants to craft 5 starters. That's so weird. Why does it not recognize the 5 basic, the 5 starters that are in here? It's very odd. Anyways, let me add these back in. Guess I'll just have a bunch of extra ones clogging up the AE system. Let's make the Niotics. It's going to craft a ton of iron this time. Bunch of blaze powder, a bunch of dialectics. Let's see, other than blaze powder, lava, and quartz, I think everything else we should have automatically being generated. So I think we're good on those fronts. And then Niotic pushes 10,000 FE per tick. The Spirited does 40 times 5. That would be 200,000 FE per tick. 200,000 FE per tick. Yeah, so for a 20 million FE craft, Spirited should be good enough. And then what would you even need the Nitro ones to craft? Let's see, it does say it's going to take another 10 seconds, which is pretty fast. I guess the bottleneck is the energized steel. Once it gets there, it's going to slow down. But it should be able to craft everything else. And this is why I love AE. I love watching the crafts just go through. Yeah, see, now it's making the Niotic crystals. That's going to be slow. So I might as well use the other, since I'm going to have so many extra energizing rods, I might as well set up some parallel pattern processing. That way you can go a little bit faster. Okay, those are done. 5 Niotic energizing rods. So we'll go ahead and replace these ones. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we should be good at this point. Let's see, because now we have Niotic. That's 10,000. The difference is 50,000 to 200,000. That's honestly not that bad. So now we should be able to make an Ender Cell Nitro. So if we come in here, Ender Cell Nitro, encode the pattern. We need an Ender Core, which comes from Energizing. And we need Eye of Ender. So the Eye of Ender goes in the molecular assembler. This guy goes in here. Oh, I need to turn off the substitutions. And then you go into the Energizer. So now if we say we want 1 orb, it's going to try and craft it. So let's see. This is where the bottleneck is going to come in though, because it should take quite a long time to craft this stuff. Let's see, yeah. So you can see these crafts go really fast, because they only take 120,000 FE. Are you guys still running? Okay, these are all still running, so the power should not be an issue. Okay, but now it's doing this one that takes 20 million FE. And at least with the Niotic ones, it's not too bad. It's still going pretty fast. I remember when I was playing Stoneblock 3 and I wasn't as good at using this stuff, that I tried to do one of these crafts and it literally took like... I didn't realize you needed to have the higher tier stuff, so it would literally go up 1% like every 30 seconds. But now that that's done, we can come in here and grab our Ender Cell Nitro. And we get a Paradox machine. Now return to the Echo of the Catalyst to learn how to install it. That's the wrong one. Echo of the Catalyst. So you've heard of dragons, right? Those mythical, regal, flying creatures with scales harder than diamonds. Well, the work says they don't exist in your world, but somewhere out there, their eggs do. And of course, they're locked inside another vault, because nothing good ever comes easy, right? No clue what you'll run into down there, maybe even a dragon itself. What I do know is that you'll need a dragon egg to craft Enderium for my next upgrade. Best of luck. Tip: automate dragon egg production with Zycraft extractors or another reliable method before turning them into Enderium. Dragon egg production. Interesting. Wait, he didn't even tell me how to install the power. Oh, it's going to do it. There we go. Submit. Assemble here. Let's see, where is it going to go? I don't see it. Oh, there's the bookshelves are on the back. Oh, it goes right there on the back above the bookshelves. They kind of messed up the camera placement. Power. Over here, Ender Cells. If you want to tap into your power storage wirelessly, you should pump your power into an Ender Cell. These are used to store a massive amount of power into a frequency which can be accessed from any dimension using another Ender Cell or Ender Gate. Oh, that's interesting. I probably would have done that if we didn't get a Tesseract so early. So, let's go home. Now it's back to dungeon delving again. Locating the vaults. These compasses point. Reward collected. So there's 2. There's Vault of the Jockey North and Vault of the Jockey South. Oh, so this is where the chicken jockey thing spawns. Let's see, how far away is the north one? 1448. And what about the south? Okay, about the same. They're 1500 blocks away. Like taking candy from a baby. Now that the world engine can handle some ender crafts, you will need to get your hands on a dragon egg without going to the end. Within the end ring, you'll be able to find a very special vault with a dangerous fight inside, and maybe a dragon egg. You'll need to craft the mighty ender chicken egg and use it in the center of the ring to summon the boss. Once you have your hands on one, the world engine should be able to extract its essence into block form. Return to the Echo of the Catalyst once again to find out how to upgrade your world engine. It's worth setting up an extractor to get more dragon eggs, or you can redo the fight over and over. The extractor from Zycraft is a staple for easily generating niche resources like dragon eggs or skystone. This machine becomes available with the Fortron infused block world engine upgrade. Iron ingot, platinum. Did I make this? I do have this. I don't know how to get Fortron though. So how do I actually get Fortron in here? Fortron. How do I get Fortron? Fortron Creative Tank. That's a good question. Fortron infused ingot. Fortron infused block. I could just buy it. Fortron. Modular force field system. I know it comes from modular force fields, but that's literally the mod I've never used, so I have no idea how to get it into the liquid form. But then you can use the extractor to make more dragon eggs. It's actually useful for making a lot of stuff too. Has a lot of crafts, like 24 of them. Some of them are the same though. Let's see. You can use it to make more soil, calcite. That stuff. Where? Oh, here we go. Dragon egg. So a dragon egg makes dragon egg. Okay, easy enough. Thought it was going to be more annoying, but that's actually really simple. You can also use it to make grains of infinity. Ice. Mud. What was that? Oh, you can use it to make kiwi. That does have a niche use. Skystone stuff. I will need that. Interesting. Okay, so I will need to make a couple of those. Let's see. Iron barrel. Laser IO energy cards. Let me dump these. All set there. Now I can always make another Ender Cell Nitro. They do store 2 million FE per tick, which is quite a lot. But we have a lot more stuff to do. I didn't realize it was going to be this much work involving another vault. Let's see, Mighty Chicken Egg. Dark Matter. Okay, so there's actually a lot of work we have to do. Because we need... I don't even have prismarine shards. Oh, that just comes from nether quartz. Okay, that's actually really easy. But dark matter, I don't have any of that. I haven't even done any Project E, so I guess we'll start with that next episode. Because this episode has already gone on quite long enough. We're making good progress through this part of the chapter. And I think we'll be finished maybe in... I'm hoping this chapter is not going to take more than 2 episodes. But there is quite a lot of stuff we have to do. Because we have to go into Project E, we have to do some Auratech stuff. We have to do this one. We already have the plastic, so that should be fine. But then I think that's all we have to do to unlock the next chapter. But anyways, I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you guys next time.